Well, the Middletown Public Library is no stranger to sharing stories, but today that story wasn't in a book. It was real life as the students who organized a remembrance vigil here shared the stories they'll remember most about Paul and Delilah. Middletown High School was closed Tuesday.
It just doesn't feel real. I never could have imagined that this would happen.
So students like Annabelle DeWitt could grieve, gathering at the Russell Library. She says the halls at Middletown High ring hollow with the absence of loss.
Everybody's definitely feeling sad, and they're definitely feeling the loss.
Recalling her friend Delilah and her infectious personality.
She was amazing. She was wonderful, so kind, intelligent. She was honestly a perfect friend.
15-year-old sophomore Delilah Van Ness and her aerospace teacher, 55-year-old Paul Pelletier, died Sunday when Paul's small single-engine Piper plane crashed in Vermont en route back to Connecticut. Fox 61 met them both in June for a story about Middletown's drone training program. Student and teacher in title, but a bond beyond the classroom.
She wanted to become a pilot, and Paul gave her the opportunity. Pilot saw her as a daughter.
Luis Revilla worked with Paul. They were just days away from revealing a series of videos on drone safety, about to be published by the FAA. Now he can't stomach going back to the office.
His chair is still there, his stuff is still there, so it's gonna be like going to a house without a family member. Last week at the office, and when we said goodbye, he told me, "I love you." And I said, "I love you too. I love you too, Paul." And we gave a hug.
Also killed in that plane crash was Delilah's mother, Susan Van Ness, who worked for the National Diaper Bank Network, and Paul's friend, 88-year-old Francisco Frank Rodriguez, a veteran, whose nickname was his military call sign, Speedy. Frank was a Lebanon resident, himself a pilot and member of the Super Sabre Society, dedicated to preserving the history of the men who flew the F-100 jet fighter.
He was a very close friend to Paul. They were very friends. I know that they used to fly together very often, and he was a great friend of the Middletown Aerospace program.
And at the same time as this community grieves, investigators from the FAA and NTSB are conducting a full-scale investigation to determine the cause of that plane crash. A preliminary report will be issued by the NTSB within the next 30 days, but a full investigation could take up to 2 years. Reporting in Middletown, Matt Caron, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.